Hello and welcome to this demo video. Before we get started, I'd just like to explain to you a few things which will relate to all of the basic range spreadsheets. Number one, there is a key on the intro and setup tab of all of the spreadsheets showing what the different color headers mean. The blue headers mean that the cell's formulated, so it's locked and you can't change it. The yellow headers are where you can input data, and occasionally there might be some gray headers, which is just a different kind of data input, but we'll include instructions as and when that happens. The other thing that you can be aware of is there are ways in which you can damage the spreadsheet. So please do take a look at the link where you see this image, which will take you to a web page to show you how to better preserve your spreadsheet. Please feel free to keep a blank version of the spreadsheet somewhere, so that if you do mess up a spreadsheet that you're using, you can in fact just open a new one, a blank one. And some of the spreadsheets only last for a year, and then you've got a blank one to start the following year. So do keep a blank copy as a backup somewhere. And lastly, wherever you see this image, you can click on it. It'll take you back to the store where you purchased this product to see if you've got anything, any more products. One last thing, to see a demo video, you can click on this on a link that looks like this in order to go to the demo video, but that'll take you to the most recent demo. If in fact we've done upgrades and you're using an older version and you'd like to see the demo relating to your version, then do click on the watch on YouTube link, which will take you to that specific video on YouTube. So I think that's all you need to know. So without further ado, let's move on to this demo video. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to this demo video for the monthly sales tracker. So what does a monthly sales tracker do? Well, what it does is we want to be able to put your monthly sales in each month, over the year, over many years, so you can spot trends and sales patterns and set targets and hit those targets and all the rest of it. So how do we start? We put in the starting year, 2019, whatever starting year. If you see a tick there, you've got the right thing. If you don't have the right thing, you'll see a cross. So put in the year. And then the starting months, you can start whatever month you want. If you want a calendar month, start in January. If you want a financial year, you can start in any month. It doesn't matter. It depends on when your business starts. Increases based on last target or last actual. You'll see what I mean in a minute, but if you want to set yourself a target based for the next year, do you want to take your previous actual figures, increase it for the new year, or do you want to take your previous targeted figures and increase those for the new year? It's not set in stone, but it's just obviously a tool to help you. So if you want to take the last target, then set that to last target. If you take last actual, just change it to last actual. That's your setup done. Once you've done that, you can move to your monthly figures. This will all be laid out according to your settings, i.e. your months at the top in order and the year starting in 2019. You can see it's going on to 2040. Then all you need to do is, at the first year, you can put your actual target in there. So you can put under the grey headers or your targets, and your yellow the actual. You can put in all of your target figures each month, what you want to hit for the first month. And then obviously this will all start off by being blank. Then you put your actual figures in each month. As you hit those months, you put your actual figures in under the yellow headers. When you finish the first year, it says here increase. So what increase do you want for the second year? So because I put in 10%, you can put in 20%, you can put in whatever. If you put in 10%, and because on the settings I've had it set to the last actual, you can see that's 2,750. So it takes the last target and adds on 10% for the new year. So then I can go along to the targets and just select from the drop-down list. If you don't want that figure, the reason why I put in the drop-down list and haven't just automated these columns is because you can override that figure. So let's just say, for argument's sake, you know you had a good month in Feb and you're not going to increase, but because you've increased everything else, you're happy to leave that as it is. You can just type in 2,500 and take it. Just go, yeah, okay, that's fine, and you can override the figure. That's why I've done it like that instead of just formulating it. So you've got ultimate control here. If you did go to your intro and settings and you said, actually, I want to base it on the last actual, now you'll see when you go there, it'll say 2,805 because it's got 10% onto that figure there. Let's just go back to last target, and then you can set up for the second year. So now, because we put in the 10%, it knows that we finished the first year, so it's basing this on the second year. So now you can carry on doing that second year, third year, fourth, just fill in the figures. When you go to your report, you can see here your minimum, maximum, minimum, and average per month. So January, what's your maximum sale, minimum, average? These are all the same, but they will change, obviously, the more you enter. This is your totals for each year, target and actual. These will move. These will fill in as you fill in more and more figures. Here's your current active year. Now this is 2020 because we filled in 2019 we finished. So this is what it sees as the current year. As you fill in figures, it will appear here. But then you can scroll down to see the previous year, which is now 2019 because we finished that year, and you can see where all your actual target were. Here you can obviously see your average. You'll see the minimum, maximum, all behind the average line. As you get more and more years, they'll separate. So you'll be able to see the minimum each month, the maximum each month, and each calendar month, and your average. And these graphs will basically adjust as you go along. Or you can scroll down and you can actually see the differences each month. So 2019, 20, what were the differences? Now they're all over budget. Yeah, so there you can see on a month-by-month basis. Now these aren't the actual figures each month. Let me explain to you how this works. If we go here and we put in here to 400, you'll see the first two will go negative. Why is that? Because it's not month by month. What it does is it says in January you were £100 behind. In February you were £20 behind where you should have been. In March you were ahead, so on and so forth. So you can see these numbers are increasing all the way along. So it's actually a running total. It's not a monthly total. You can see where you were behind, where you were over. So it's not an individual total per month, but it's actually a running total of the total from January to May, January to June, January to July. Where were you? So you can see kind of if you start off behind where you actually end up breaking even. So those are running totals that you got there throughout the year. So that is the report. You got all those graphs and everything. All of this updates as you go along. You've got your monthly figures that you just need to enter, and your targets for the following year, and it's all based on your setup. So I hope that that's helpful to you, and I wish you all the best of your business. Thank you and goodbye.